So this will be the last video in the series that I started about my progress report. There were many requests. On my last account where we had almost 160,000 followers, many of you wanted me to do progress updates after this last camp. That's what this was about. Sorry if you thought it was about you. Coming to terms with things. That's the overarching theme of this entire series. Today we're going to be talking about an exercise that's near and dear to me. Maybe you've seen this before. That is the dragon flag. It is an advanced exercise, so be careful if you attempt this. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's been a long-term goal of mine. Should you attempt this, it will humble you, but that's part of the journey. You learn a lot, like how easy it is to rip the seat off the bench. So learn from my mistake. Should you attempt this, start like this. Find it, and scooch. Reach down, find the bolts, and then go just underneath. That's where you grasp. Otherwise, you're gonna rip it right off. That's expensive. Done it twice. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. Previously, I was at 3 sets of 10 repetitions. For my last 8-week training camp, I'm up to 4 sets of 10. What exercises and gains, progress, or whatever I've made content on. I either lost the footage from my last account, or I didn't see much progress beyond what I was at, but I'm happy with that. On that last account, many of you wanted me to post updates. Also wanted me to give you training programs. And in good faith, I can't do that. What works for me may not work for you. I don't have a training program. I have a set rotation of body parts with a free day on Sunday to do whatever I want or whatever I'm working on. Whatever my goal might be, like the dragon flag here. Over the past 2 years, many of you have noticed the changes that I've made to myself. It's been consistency, not a written down training program. My philosophy is to push yourself, and if you got more gas in the tank, go for it. And then on your next time to the gym, increase the weight. My workout strategy is to set a goal, and this is why I wanted to show you the dragon flag. Ever since I was a kid and I saw Rocky IV, I wanted to try that. I didn't even know what it was called, so I just Googled Rocky IV exercises. A clip of Stallone doing these in the gym. I did some research. You know that Bruce Lee is credited with inventing these? It's a crucible. It's definitely not for show ponies. Oh, learn about things as you go. Goals can drive you. I think the first time I did these, I was in pain for like a week. You will have to use abdominal muscles you didn't know you had. They will hate you for it. But the objective is to stay flat like a board and not let your butt touch. Yeah, my form went out the window a little bit on my last 2 sets. And I did hanging stretches between sets. That will help should you want to do another set. But this is how I shored up my kinetic chain. Improved many of my lifts across the board. Because once you get to a place in your consistency, you will have to study and find ways to move forward. You'll get passionate and want to see progress and study how to get there. Stop putting the work off on others. That's your journey. Now, talking shop with other fitness enthusiasts, that's different. You see, I had an epiphany. I was studying about how force is translated from the ground through your body, and it's often lost at your core. So if you have a weak core, it affects your striking. Conversely, I was struggling with trying to do Olympic lifts. So I thought if I improved my core, hence that childhood dream of accomplishing the dragon flag and the revelation that it might give me more force to my lift, well, it would help me accomplish my goal. And lastly, I find the fitness industry to be, well, exploitative. Often they're just pulling out stuff out of thin air, copying and pasting it from other authors or creators, making it so insane that the average person just starting out's gonna hurt themselves. At the end of the day, it is about selling you something, getting you started to get you to buy a gym membership, clothing, or supplements. I'm not that guy. At first, I didn't post any fitness content, but when people started asking about it, I thought I'd give you this 2-year journey of mine across 6 accounts. I mean, if you want to pay me, you can donate to whatever charity thing I'm working on. That's what drives me. It's up to you to figure out what drives you, even if it is trying to show me up. What you don't see off camera is the struggle, the failure, things that pertain to life that you have to come to terms with. But I'm a firm believer if you keep showing up and trying, you never truly fail. That if you know what you're capable of at this moment in time, well then you know what you can or can't do. You learn a lot about biology, when to take it easy, how to listen to your body. Put your mind in the muscle or make what's called the mind-muscle connection. In the beginning, it doesn't matter what you do. But what does matter is that you get in there and stop putting it off. Then be consistent with it. Don't worry about numbers on a scale. Train smart with proper form. Leave your ego at the door. And let me tell you, that struggle is your own self-exploration. Not easy coming to terms with your limits. And when you hit a wall or stall out, always look back to where you started versus where you are now. If you're consistent, put wind back in your sails. And like Stallone and Rocky Balboa said, you'll keep moving forward. Looking for reasons or plans or finding ways to Not get started. That's holding still. That's a day you could have started your consistency. I can tell you that this has greatly improved my health. As a bricklayer, 1000% my job. What it does for my PTSD and depression is phenomenal. When you exercise, it brings feel-good chemicals to your brain. And if you can learn to stop and look back, appreciate where you are now versus where you started, that feels pretty good too. So don't compare yourself to others. Only compare yourself to you. I'll never be Stallone, but I can learn to appreciate my own accomplishments. You've all seen them. So stop asking for plans. Keep moving forward. That's how winning's done.